Hey everybody, it's Sai, and I'm here for another Plan With Me video for Unravel and Unwind. Just let me take this opportunity to thank all of our patrons because this is a patrons only video, and I'm glad you're all here, and I'm glad you can enjoy my creative journey with me. Today, I'm going to do something that is less of a what I would call a disposable item as it is quite the reusable one. I've never in my life successfully managed and maintained one of these things before. And what I'm talking about today is a birthday book. Now, it's not going to be a little book. Instead, I'm going to integrate the birthdays into my planner. And to protect the privacy of anybody in my family and friend circle, I'm not going to be filling it out today. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take you right through my own process on how I do this kind of thing. Um, I don't know if it's going to end up too long or what, but let's just get stuck in. Okay, so I've got my August monthly divider here, and I do find when we're doing this kind of thing, it's nice to jump in where you're at right now. So if I'm going to remember any birthdays, and I'm going to enjoy remembering birthdays, I'm going to have to start in August and remember some August birthdays just to get me going. So I'm starting with August because when I'm making this video, it is July, the end of July. So the first thing I'm going to do is my plan is I'm going to make my birthday list and stick it here somewhere in a haphazard fashion. And now I'm going to cut the paper that I'm going to use, sorry, keys, for this. So now I know I like to do my numbers and my measuring, but today I'm not going to do that. I am going to show you how I cut something to the right size without measuring it at all. So I'm going to want this to sit here at a haphazard angle like this. I kind of like that. So I think if it ends here, that would be good. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a scratch with my thumbnail onto the paper. Now I can see that. You probably can't, but it's enough for me to do my cutting. So don't fall down. Paper avalanche. Okay. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and I'm going to line up the cut channel with the little nick mark that I made in the paper with my thumbnail, which I can still see. Now that doesn't sit straight for some weird reason. But I'll take it. Okay. Sometimes, if I'm going to do a lot of these, I like to measure them after the fact so that I can make more of the same size. So I'll probably do that later. But for now, let's have a look at that. Now I've only cut one dimension of it. I've only cut the width of it. So let's put it on the way that we want it to go on. And then I think I would like it to end here. So I'm going to make another mark with my thumbnail on the paper again. And then I'm going to take my trimmer again and I'm going to line the cut channel up with the other nick mark that I just made, which is right there. So this is the finished size of what I'm going to use today. Okay, let's measure it then. Let's measure it after the fact, just so that I can remember my own purposes. It is, just about 8 centimeters. Just about 8 centimeters by 15.5. Okay, great. So I'm going to write somewhere on a scrap for me to lose somewhere. I'm just going to write down 8 cm by, what was it, 15.5? Okay. That I'm going to keep it here on my desk so that I can just measure out a few more out of the one sheet that I've got going on. Okay, so that is going to sit here at a jaunty angle and be cute. Okay, so now that we know how it fits, what it looks like against this, I can take this out of the way. Right, now what I would like is for it to, oh no, I do need the paper because I want it to tone in with the colors of the paper. So I'm planning on stamping the month onto the sheet. You may not do this, but I have a collection of ink pads and I have sampled them all on here. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if any of them are a decent match. You know, not really. I gotta say, not impressed with any of them. But fear not. Wait, what about this Danube? No, that's totally wrong. I could get away with Danube blue, but I'm not going to try. Instead, I'm going to take a scrap of paper and I'm going to get out some of my blue markers. Here's one. That might work. What about this one? That looks the same. Got that. Well, that looks the same as this other one. Looks like I got two options. Okay. What about this one? Oh, no, that's another one altogether. Okay, so I've got three blues here. But Si, I hear you ask, these are not ink pads, they're markers. That's okay. The most important thing is that they're water-based. So let's now have a little, okay, that might be too purple. Ooh, well, that's slightly less purple. That's kind of cool. And this one is really, really not purple. Okay. And it might even be the winner. So let's just see. I'd like to sort of pick out, it looks like it's the middle one. The middle one is the winner. So it's that one. That matches quite well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the word August onto this paper at the top. And then I'm going to write birthdays over it. So this is what we do. Now, if you don't have an ink pad, but you've got a bunch of brush markers or otherwise, you know, other kinds of markers, then this is a great way to do it. You just draw the color onto the stamp. It does work, I promise. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be sad. But usually this kind of thing works. Right. Yeah, okay. So let's just do that. August. It's pretty light from where you're standing, but I can see it just fine. So that is my August thing. And then I'm going to take just a darker fine liner pen. And I'm just going to write birthdays down here. Like that. So that says August birthdays. That's nice. It's fairly plain at the moment, which is fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some flourishes out of here. And I'm going to use this marker again. And I'm going to use the same stamp block. And I'm just going to put some flourishes along the edges of the paper just to make it a little more interesting. So let's see. I kind of like this one. It's only tiny. You'll see though, it works nice. Okay, so here we go. Let me put it, you can't see what I'm doing. You will in a minute. All right, I've stuck it on the edge of this. And what I'd like to do, I'd like to try and match that pink up, you know. So I'm going to get my scrap of paper back out again, and I'm going to look through my pink pens and see if I've got anything that matches, because I'm pretty sure that the ones in my inks don't match, because I did have a look. Let's have a look at this one. That's too orangey. And this one, that's too purpley. Oh, now look at that. Hold on. You know, it's close. It's close enough, and I think I'm going to use it. Cool. Okay. So we've got that color and we've got that color. And I'm pretty sure that's as close as I'm going to get to the colors on the paper. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color onto my stamp. And I'm going to just stick it like that. Now the whole thing isn't going to be all one color or anything, but I'm just going to do a little bit of sort of repeat stamping. And for this, really, I would recommend. That's my car alarm. Great. No, it isn't. It's someone else's. Hooray! Okay. Right, so I'm not going to attach this one. I'm going to put it here. And then I'm just going to see what this looks like. All right, it's kind of cute, but I'm not married to it. Not really. I think what I'll do is I'll just do this up one side, because that's kind of, I don't know. Really not sure what I think of that. It's a little too party-ish, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it there, and then I'll just put a little line going almost up to there, and one going this way. It's really hard to see it. I will bring it closer in a minute. Just little hand-drawn lines, nothing serious. But you can do whatever you like with it. Now that's going to be stuck on here like this. And that's kind of my process. That's kind of what I do. I don't think I'm going to put anything on this side. I just think I'm going to leave it that way. Maybe I'll just stick another quick pink flourish on the top here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it kind of just belongs there, I guess. It evens things out. But I think, actually, I think that's that. So don't be tempted to number down every day of the month. You do not have to do this. What I recommend you do, and what I'm going to do when I come off of this video, is I'm going to go onto my Facebook, and I'm going to have a look at my birthday reminders on Facebook and see what comes up in February, because it will all come up in order, and I won't have to worry about forgetting anything. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just go on Facebook, copy some of my birthdays down. You can choose to attach this either with just a double-sided adhesive, which is what I'm going to do, or you could use a decorative washi tape, and maybe, if you don't feel like making the fancy borders and stuff, you could just use the decorative washi tape. Might save you a little bit of time, and if you don't happen to have rubber stamps and ink, it's a good way to do it. So, wow, I thought this was going to be longer. It's not, and that's all right. Short and sweet, right? I've been Cy. I've been planning, and you've been hopefully planning with me with Unravel and Unwind. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.